Who created the Mandible Claw? Was it Mick Foley? Was it the Fiend? We'll find out on this video. Very rarely does a wrestler that had less than 50 matches to his credit draw such attention. This household name kept the national media buzzing from August of 1969 until his death in April 1970. He was known more for his scandalous murder trial than his new submission hold that was unseen by the world, which was called the Mandible Claw. That would reappear almost 26 years later to the date of his death through Mick Foley's character, Mankind. That man was Sam Shepard. Though always denied by Hollywood, the TV show and movie called The Fugitive was thought to be based on his life story and events surrounding the night of his first wife's murder. The physicians remained unswerving in declaring his innocence. After spending 10 years incarcerated, mainly in the Ohio penitentiary, he was acquitted with attorney F. Lee Bailey by his side as his personal, long-awaited retrial. While in jail, he had met pro wrestler George Strickland. Promoter Ed Fart, which knew Strickland, got in touch with Strickland and said, "Hey, we need to try to get old Sam Shepard to wrestle." So they did just that, put him in as a tag team partner, and he started making some great paychecks because he would sell out all over Ohio and Michigan for Ed Fart's promotion. Dr. Shepard had spent 2.5 years trying to readjust to everyday life, but had met disappointments, more scandals, and even more lawsuits concerning other life eras. Shepard was in good shape, and he agreed to be a professional wrestler. Strickland and Shepard would team up many times throughout his career. He would go work in Tennessee, Ohio, Michigan, and a lot of different territories. His first match was a singles match against Wild Bill Skull on August 9, 1969 in Waverly, Ohio. Tradition says he was billed as Killer Sam Shepard, but the posters of that night proves otherwise. For 8 months, pro wrestling was in the spotlight as national media through this story was worth talking about once again. Dr. Sam Shepard was featured on covers of national magazines and newspapers, TVs, and radio reporters even got their piece of the publicity pie. Shepard had written many books. One of the books that he wrote was Endear and Conquer, and even had appeared on the Johnny Carson show. This was national story like the O.J. Simpson or the Casey Anthony trial. To prove my point, there was a TV movie, Guilty or Innocent, the Sam Shepard TV murder case, 7 years after his death, starring the famed George Papard. For 8 months, he was in the wrestling business, and he would fill auditoriums all over the country. His win and loss record didn't mean anything because people didn't care if he won or lost. They just wanted to see the guy they had seen on television for many years. But Sam Shepard would die at age 48 because he would drink so much during that time. Here's just a couple of the matches that he had. November 5th, 1969 at the Fairgrounds in Nashville, Tennessee. The Black Menace and Saul Weingroff defeated George Strickland and Dr. Sam Shepard in 11 minutes. The Memorial Auditorium in Chattanooga, Tennessee on November 6, 1969. Dr. Sam Shepard would come there. The team with George Strickland. They'll go against Ron Wright in the Mighty Yankee. And then he would also go to the Atlanta City Auditorium in Atlanta, Georgia, November 28, 1969. The Assassins defeated Dr. Sam Shepard and George Strickland. Very sad story, but he would create the Mandible Claw, and Mankind would use that 26 years later, and now the Fiend uses the Mandible Claw. Thank you so much, and if you enjoyed this video, give us a big thumbs up.